Hi, I'm Angela, the Chef Imposter. Today we're going to be making Chef Jean Pierre's New England Clam Chowder. Check out the link below. This is hands down the best chowder I've ever tasted. I did have to tweak it a bit because I couldn't find fresh clams in my area, so I had to use canned clams. And I'm sure that fresh clams would take this to a whole next level, but this version is still creamy and delicious. Let's dive in and get started. Drizzle a touch of olive oil into a large pot over medium heat, then add the bacon. Let it sizzle until it's beautifully crisp. Once the bacon is crispy, use a slotted spoon to transfer it to a plate lined with paper towels to drain. This keeps it perfectly crunchy for our chowder later. Remove the excess bacon grease, leaving just enough to coat the pan. Toss in the onions and saute until golden brown, about 5 to 7 minutes. Use the onion's natural juices to scrape up those flavorful brown bits from the bottom of the pan. If it gets too dark, add a tablespoon of water, scrape, and cook until the water evaporates for a clean, rich base. Drain the clams, reserving their precious juice for later. Sort them, discarding any odd-colored pieces, and give the clams a thorough rinse to ensure they are clean and the sand is removed. Here's my favorite way to deseed a bell pepper. Slice off the top and the bottom, make a vertical cut, then gently run your knife around the inside to remove the core. Quick, easy, and mess-free. When chopping the bell pepper, place its cut side up. Slicing through the softer inside is much easier than tackling the tough outer skin, giving you clean, even pieces every time. Once the onions are golden and fragrant, add the diced celery and carrots. Saute them together for about 5 minutes to build a flavorful foundation for our chowder. In a separate pan over medium heat, melt 1 stick of unsalted butter until smooth and golden, setting the stage for our creamy roux. After the carrots and celery have softened, about 5 to 10 minutes, stir in the garlic and cook for just 30 seconds until its aroma hits you. Don't let it burn. When you smell that garlic, add the diced bell pepper and potatoes. Pour in enough chicken broth just to cover the vegetables, letting them simmer and soak up all that flavor. Carefully strain the reserved clam juice through a fine mesh strainer or cheesecloth, reserving a portion of the liquid to ensure no sand is included. In the pan with the melted butter, whisk in 3/4 cup of flour to create a soft roux. You should be able to see the bottom of the pan as you stir. If it's too thin, add another tablespoon of flour, then gradually whisk in 2.5 cups of milk until smooth. If your bechamel sauce feels too thick like mine did, whisk in a tablespoon of milk at a time. Keep stirring gently until the sauce reaches a smooth, creamy consistency. To test your bechamel sauce, dip a spoon into it and run your finger across the back. The sauce should be thick enough to hold a clean line, ensuring a rich, velvety texture. Gently pour the cream mixture into the pot with the vegetables, stirring to combine for a rich, luxurious base. Add fresh thyme. Stir in the strained clam juice. Add the cleaned clams to the pot, stirring gently to distribute them evenly without breaking them up. Toss in the crispy bacon. Taste the chowder to check the seasoning and the tenderness of the vegetables. Adjust with a pinch of salt and pepper if needed. After tasting, I decided it needed a bit more salt and pepper, and the veggies could use a few more minutes to soften. Let it simmer gently to get it just right. Taste again to ensure the vegetables are tender and the seasoning is spot on. This is where the magic happens. Stir in the fresh dill. Pour in 1 cup of heavy cream to make it extra rich and indulgent, stirring until fully combined. For an optional flavor boost, add a splash of cream sherry. It's not mandatory, but it adds a subtle sweetness that takes this chowder to the next level. Check the chowder's consistency by swiping a finger across the back of the spoon. The line should hold for that perfect creamy texture. If it is too thin, you can add a cornstarch slurry, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch and 2 tablespoons of cold water, and stir it in gradually until it reaches the desired thickness. Garnish with a sprinkle of fresh dill for a pop of color and flavor, making your chowder look as good as it tastes. There you have it, the perfect, creamy, delicious New England clam chowder. Serve it hot and watch your guests swoon over every spoonful. Wow, this chowder turned out so delicious and creamy. Please let me know if you tried it and if you used canned clams or fresh clams and how it turned out. This recipe makes 9 generous 2-cup servings and it freezes beautifully. But to be honest, it never lasts long in my freezer. If you enjoyed watching this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to join me on this culinary adventure. We'll see you next time.